Hi, viewers. I hope you have a fantastic time. I know it is COVID-19 is disturbing our lives, but still we have to fight it with confidence, with power, like athlete. I'm honored today. Our guest in studio is Ashley. I have taken him on Zoom, and we are grateful for the technology. Ashley, welcome in our show.
Thank you, Nazir, for having me. I really appreciate it, and I'm really looking forward to it. It should be good.
Ashley, please tell our viewers about your sport, but please tell us in the beginning your childhood and your early education.
For the viewers that don't know, I play table tennis for Team GB. I went to obviously from nursery, then to primary school. And in primary school, yeah, I did okay. My school was well. I studied well. I was at school in East London. I'm from East London, so I went to a school called St John's School, which taught me loads of things. It taught me loads of arts and craft and maths and English, science, the normal stuff. And I made really good friends. Still, some of them that I speak to today, which is great. For that numerous amount of years, we've stayed together. Then I stayed in East London. I went to my secondary school. My secondary school was called Morpeth School. It was actually the head teacher. Actually, now is a Sir Mr. MacDonald. He's got an MBE because of his duty to Morpeth School. He's really turned the school around. The school before, like 20 to maybe 30, 20 years ago, it was really rough. And he decided to stay with Morpeth School and stick it out. And he really changed school now. And the pass rate for A to C was not high, but now it's about, I think it's over 80 to 90. So he's changed the school, and he's retired now. But I've worked with him really well, and I'm a great friend of his. So yeah, that's why I went to school.
At what age you started taking interest in badminton and other sports?
So I took an interest in A7. No, not A7, year 7, sorry.
Okay.
So when I went from primary school to secondary school, I learned to play in school because there was an assembly in year 7 when you first start. And for some reason, my school was specifically for table tennis. And it was really interesting because normally it's football, cricket, other sports. But for some reason, my sport was the school really focused on table tennis. And from there, we played, and they did a demo. And I was so surprised of how cool table tennis was. And they said before it all started, they were like, who's ever known table tennis? I was like, not me. I've never seen it before. And then they were like, the 2 former England coaches were like, at the end of this demo, you will love it. And I was like, okay, whatever. And then after that, I saw it and I was like, wow, this is crazy. And then I went to him after the assembly and said, when can I come? It was on a Wednesday. And from then, that's when it's changed my life. And I got into the GB team and the setup. Well, I went for a tryout in year 9. I went for a tryout. And since then I've been in the GB team from then, and I'm very happy to be here.
Please tell our viewers, so what was the moment when you have first proper win? Because normally you play with friends, that's okay. If you play with school colleagues, but what was your first game and against whom you won and you feel, yes, I can be a champion, I can do it?
In GB or in just local tournaments?
In the local tournament, your early days.
So yeah, actually, what happened was we had a local school tournament, and I was probably the 3rd or 2nd best. The favourite was one of my old teammates back in the day to win, and somehow I won, and that was the change, because everyone knew that he was my other friend called Rafi was going to win. Sorry, and they thought, yeah, he's going to win, but then I won, and the coaches were surprised, and everyone was surprised, and I was like, okay, I'm getting better at table tennis, and I really improved from then, and that's when I knew I could be a good player, because I improved so quickly.
At that moment, have you ever thought that you will be national champion and you will win this 4 times? I think it's a great achievement for any youngster, especially our viewers, youngsters who are watching you. I think this is a great honor to becoming a 4-time national champion.
Yeah, to be fair, when I won that, when I had that win, I never thought I would pursue table tennis and pick it up to a higher level. I'm still surprised now, but yeah, looking back then, I was very happy that I carried on. There were some challenging times, obviously, because everyone wants to change sport, but there were some challenging times, and no, I'm very happy that I carried on, and yeah, did well to carry on.
Actually, coming back to your parents, do you have any linkage with the sport? Because obviously, when we talk about back home, Pakistan, India, like from your parents' country, so we mostly are cricket-loving nations. So how you came into this sport? So it is a sport because when I say Malcolm Marshall, Vivian Richards, all these players are cricket best, and this is I think amazing. You done a fantastic job.
Yeah, to be fair, it doesn't run in my family at all. Table tennis does not run in my family at all. But yeah, I picked up for myself. I took the my own some and my individual self, and I picked up myself. And yeah, I was very happy that it was something not from my mom or my father. It was just for me. And yeah, it's very a niche sport, but I'm really happy that I selected it.
Since you become champion, have you ever visited back home, Jamaica?
No, because I have been home when the last time I was in 2012. Haven't been back to Jamaica since then, so I hardly go back home. But yeah, I guess England is my home now. But yeah, my mum and my family, most of my family are here or in America. So we mainly visit America now, New York,
So
and
back home, your cousins, your relatives, your uncles, your aunties, your grandparents. So when they got this news that I'm talking about the very first win when you become national champion. So what was the reaction from the back home? Because obviously we have a very strong ties when we talk about Pakistan, Bangladesh, India, or Afro-Caribbean nations. When we talk about the very strong linkage and a matter of honor and a proud.
no, it was an honour to win, be a national champion for the first time. I just really told my mum, and then my mum told my family in America, and they were really happy for me and ecstatic for me. I didn't see it as a really big deal because, well, I did, but I just wanted to be humble in that sense and just carry on playing. But my mum was very happy and proud of me, and yeah, what she wanted to do was just say, yeah, I'm very happy for you, and she told everyone in America and some people in Jamaica, and yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time.
Tell us, our viewers, about your foreign tours. So, how many countries you have visited, and what achievement you have achieved from there, and what are the historic moments you want to share with my viewers?
Yeah, so I've been to numerous amount of countries, loads of places in Europe. We're talking from Serbia, we're talking from Slovenia, Sweden, Germany, France, mainly everywhere in Europe. The main places I've been to outside Europe are China. I went to Beijing for a training camp in 2008. China Open, I went last year, which I got a silver medal in. I got to the final. We've been to Japan. I've got to the final in then last year. To Tokyo Open. That was last year. I've been to Costa Rica again, got to the final in that. So I do better in the outside of the European countries. And I've been obviously to Rio 2016 Paralympic Games, which was amazing. It was one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life. Going to one of the biggest stages of your life is the Paralympics. And obviously now I'm still trying to go to Tokyo 2021 now, obviously, because it was 2020, but now it's 2020. They've postponed it to 2021 because due to COVID-19. So it's next year.
So, definitely, we're looking forward to your great performance, Ashley. But please, how are your preparations going around? Because obviously you have more time to get prepared, and I think it's a huge tournament, and we will see world's talent there. So, what are your preparation and what any difficulties because of COVID-19? Do you have any difficulties to get prepared?
Yeah, so at the moment we're not really training. We're just doing a lot of Zoom stuff. So we're doing a lot of fitness on Zoom. So we're all together as a team, still making sure that chemistry is high and making sure that we engage with each other. But at the moment we're not on the court or in the hall. We will be back in, I think it's August. That we'll be back in the hall. but at least gives you another year to train hard and get ready for the games. As it's for me, I still have to try and qualify. I still have loads of different avenues that I can try to qualify through. Some of the people in the team have qualified, but I'm a late bloomer in that sense and still trying to qualify. But hopefully, fingers crossed, I should get there.
So how many people are in your team altogether?
Obviously, it's an individual sport, so I think in total there's 13. Hopefully, all 13 get to the Tokyo 2021. That'd be great if we all got there. It'd be amazing. I think that would be the best achievement from Paralympics table tennis GB by far, if we all got there as a team and not left anyone out. But yeah, 13 individuals, and we're very, very strong individuals. We have three world champions, 2 Paralympic champions. We have many classes that's competing for gold medals, silver, bronze medals, and a lot of people that's strong in every class. We have a very strong team and a very young team, so we're very, very gifted in that sense. And a lot of teams in table tennis don't like us because of how young we are and how really successful we are.
So every player in life has ideals. Who you have idealized when you were becoming a young player and becoming more enthusiastic about the sport. So who was your ideal in this sport?
So actually, it wasn't anyone in table tennis, but it was tennis. It was Rafael Nadal. I really took a hold of him and really thought I really wanted to be like that. But his fighting, his effort, his regime, how he is on the court, he's an animal. Obviously, you know as well. He's left-handed, which I am, and you hardly saw any people in racket sports that was left-handed. So I thought, yeah, I really like Rafael Nadal. Still do. He's one of my inspirations, and when I see him on the court, it makes me want to be like that every time I come out. And definitely Rafael Nadal.
So, what are the advantages if you are a left-handed? I know in cricket, if you are watching Brian Lara, you can see so many sixes from him. So, yeah. What are advantages in this sport?
So it's kind of the same, but it's not really. It's more like if it's right-handed to right-handed, they're playing to the same position. Left-handers play to basically we can play well cross-court or down the line, which right-handers don't really like. We can manipulate the ball in different ways. We can make angles better because we have all that space to play in a different space on the table. So we are very lucky in that sense.
Mainly, actually, in this sport, if we'll see the history, it is dominated by China, Korea, Japan. So what techniques you have used, because you have played against all these nations? So how you improved it? Because if we will see the history of this sport, mostly the championships, medals always is picked up by those nations. So what are the special secrets you have utilized? I think it's amazing.
Look, yeah, table tennis it's actually a British sport, but it's dominated by China. It's their national sport, if I'm correct. They took the sport in their own hands and changed it in different levels, and yeah, they've smashed the how would you say it? They smashed how the culture of table tennis should be, or maybe how they look at it, and they drill sessions after sessions after sessions. European countries are still good. We're still fighting against the Chinese, but the Chinese are dominated for years and years and years. But however, the European countries are still we're still very strong. Like, for example, France, England, and Germany are very strong teams. Slovenia, there are lots of very strong teams out there. But we just have to carry on trying to compete and try to get to the best of the Japanese, Korean, and Chinese people.
Please tell our viewers that what is the next? So obviously you have interest in other hobbies also. I have noticed you have modeling, photography, and all other interests. So in your free time, what other activities do you like?
So in my free time, I'd like hanging out with my friends. At the moment, I'm really, really loving cycling. Going into the Peak District because I obviously live in Sheffield. Peaks is really beautiful and very scenic for good rides. The hills are horrible, but it pushes you and challenges yourself. I like watching movies. I like playing PlayStation with all my friends, and I like reading. So yeah, I'm really very chill. I guess that athlete vibe gives you that kind of a lot of free time to do a lot of things. And yeah, as athletes, we can do a lot of things of what we want. So I'm very.
I've noted you're also linked very enthusiastically with the church. Please tell our viewers about your feelings, getting yourself spiritually connected with the church and the people, and please, especially people working with the charitable institutions, please tell and share your experience.
Yeah, so I've been a Christian. Well, I've been born and raised in a Christian background from the get go. Um, but I decided to give myself to God last year, as that means give myself being baptized. Yes, I'm a man of God. I believe in obviously Jesus Christ, and it really helps me humble myself and makes me happy to know that I have someone else looking over my shoulders. And yeah, it's a nice feeling being a man of God, going to church, especially with a great community that churches have and bring. And you can always, go to your Christian friends if you're struggling with that kind of faith, and you can always have that kind of help by the Christian world. So yeah, it's good to have that as well. It's good to have my Christian friends and my non-Christian friends, and it's good that they ask questions, and my non-Christian friends ask questions about my Christian life, and it's good. Like, it's not awkward, and I have loads of Muslim friends as well, and we hang out and we're the same. So it's good that just because of different races or religions, that we're still one and we still love each other.
Recently, the incident in America, the George Floyd's incident, and if we look at the history of this, country, we have Stephen Lawrence case. So what are your views about recently? Because there was a huge, press coverage recently, the incident, and especially the racism, especially in America, what happened there. So obviously it has affected all over the world. So what is your message? That I know you have a very straightforward message that all human are equal, as you mentioned about your linked with religion. So what is your message about it?
Yeah, like as I said, when I actually watched the George Floyd murder, and it was heartbreaking. I cried, especially as a black man. It made me feel it made me reminisce about the experiences that's happened to me as a black man, or things that have happened to me in the past. Like, I remember once a woman held onto a bag tighter because she thought I was going to steal it. Just loads of numerous amount of things like that, and I just thought, okay, right, this is how people think or look at black people. It made me cry, and it made me feel very upset. But I had to just remember, I've come a long way. I've definitely come a long way to where I was in school, and where I am. Like, I've got a degree. I study sports science. I got a 2-1 in that. All these things when I was in secondary school, I never thought I'd have. And I've always been I've always been, I guess, against the barrier, or I've always been on the other side of the barrier. I've always had to try and work hard, and I didn't really understand that when my mum was talking about it when I was a child. But now, when you grow up, you kind of understand. You're like, okay, I do understand. But no, I'm very happy for who I am as a man and who I've become, and I'm very happy about it. But yeah,
Actually, sorry for interrupting. What is your message for the youngsters? Because the time is restrained, so we have a strict time limit. So what is your message for youngsters, especially who wants to become, any kind of athlete, any kind of sportsman? So what is your message?
For me, for these young people, don't give up. You can't give up. There's going to be a lot of times where you fail and fail and fail. You need to try and try again, and people on the way will help you. There will be people there to help you, and you need to remember that there are people that really care about you, and they'll help you and pursue your dreams. And it will take a long time. It's a journey. It's a long journey. It's not straight. It's a lot of up and downs, good times, bad times. But just remember, it's going to be, never fail, never not do your dream.
And any charity you support, obviously you are linked with the various organizations, and you are helping in your free time, also your volunteer work. So what is your favorite work with a charitable institution?
My favorite word?
Yes, because obviously you work with different organization in your voluntary section. So what is your favorite work? So what activity you like? Like, you help, other young athletes, or
I love helping other people. I love helping other people in different sports, helping young black people as well, young black kids, to see that you can become who I am. I know I'm not amazing, but I'm trying my best. And my sponsor, one of my sponsors or helping me out are called OSTC, and they really see difference in other people, and they're trying to be diverse with other people. And I've worked with them and helped them, and they're really good with that. And there's other sponsors that we're in the team that we have, and they're always trying to be diverse and help people. So I love helping great charities and helping people that are in need, or people that are low of self-esteem and they want to improve themselves.
So what is your message, especially for the kids? Because obviously a lot of kids watching this show. So what is your message for them? If I will say in a very short and brief message.
Look, go out and find your hobby. You can change sports every time. It doesn't have to be sports, but it can be academics. You never let someone tell you you're not good enough. Because for me, I've overcome that barrier of many people telling me I'm not good enough, and I'm doing quite well for myself, and I'm very happy. So never let someone tell you that you're not good enough, because you can do it, and you just need to believe in yourself and have people around you that believe in you.
Ashley, it was a great honor for me to have you in my show, and I hope in coming days we will also invite you again in Guest with Nazir. And at the end, I will say the message, after talking to you, is that hope, work hard, dedication is always, I think, a motto for a young man.
Yeah, definitely. Work hard, dedication, consistency, and drive, for sure.
And what is your message, especially for our NHS workers, and especially the doctors, paramedics, everybody who's working and fighting with this COVID-19? What is your message for them?
I've got one of my best friends is a doctor, and he's been working numerous amount of hours. He's been dedicated to the cause, and I just want to say thank you for everything. And he's kind of giving me the ins and outs of how COVID has been in hospitals. And I just want to say, look, NHS workers, you've been amazing. You get not as much as you recognition as you should, but I just want to say thank you for everything that you guys have done for us. You've literally kept the UK intact, and thank you, and bless you guys.
Ashley, thank you very much for joining Guest with Nazir, and I hope in coming days we will invite you again.
Thank you, Nazir, for having me. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.